Hello. Hi, welcome to my live. I've had a few problems getting onto my live. I don't know why. For some reason, I couldn't get on this live. But anyway, here we are now. We are here. Welcome to my live, and welcome for those who are joining me today. Welcome to England's Wellness Channel. For those who are returning, you may know by now that this channel talks about all about wellness. Today, we are going to be talking about some of the techniques that I have learned on the way that can has helped me or have helped me in my wellness journey. So today just going to be talking about some of the techniques that I've used to deal with anxiety or stress, or you may want to call having difficult to manage your day-to-day activities, which obviously has a professional name as anxiety. So there's so many techniques. Let me just start by saying that as I talk these techniques, please, um, I am not a professional or a trained professional in these areas. I am not a technician, neither am I a doctor. So these are some of the strategies I just have used as an individual. So if you want to use them, you are welcome. You can try them, but make sure that before you try them, consult your doctor or consult your practitioner to see whether they are applicable to yourself or you can use them. So, um, nowadays we have, really busy activities that we do, starting from the time when we wake up until the time when we go to bed. It can be really stressful. Talk about you, if you're a mom, things to do with you having to manage your home life, children, having to manage as a wife, and so forth. And if you're a professional like me, having to work, switch off from your responsibilities as maybe a partner or a wife, as a mother, as a mom, as a grandmother, having to focus, on your work and make sure that you're productive. So there's so many variables, there's so many things, effects that affect us as individuals, and that result in us having to deal with what is called stress or anxiety. Now, how do you manage that? You know, like I said to you earlier on, my journey into wellness was triggered due to the fact that I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And so when I met with the doctor, he told me a lot of other ways that I may need to deal with what I was going through, which one of them was that it could be that my high blood pressure was due to my stress. And today I'm here to talk about some of the techniques that I have involved into my journey into wellness that have helped me and that I would want to share with you. So, I'm not going to go into details of what stress is because that is quite technical and may not be qualified enough to talk about what is meant by stress in technical, terms. But all of us, we one way or another, we may have come across the word anxiety or stress. And so, some of the things that I have employed in my journey um, into wellness are things that have really worked for me. And these things are things like being mindfulness, mindfulness, meaning that I am really mindful of things that I know that can affect me or that can make me sad, or the things that can bring a lot of stress to me, or the things that can really make me happy, and being able to capitalize on those things and maybe reduce those things into my day-to-day life so that I lead a well life, a life that is full of wellness, and also having things like exercises in breathing. When I'm really stressed or maybe feeling maybe anxious about something, I employ exercises like breathing. I also write down things that maybe I go through throughout the day that have made me sad, and it's called journaling. You journal what your life has been on that day, and that way very you can look at some of the things that you can avoid and some of the things that you want to capitalize or work on that can improve your wellness, and also doing some early morning exercises or join the gym where you're going to be moving, trying to work on your weight and making sure that you are fit. So those are some of the things that I have employed. So I want to share with you, going deep into these areas that I've dealt with and some of the things that I've used that could maybe also help you. And one of the things is really being mindful and relaxation, how to relax. How do you relax? When somebody says, well, you need to relax, you're really stressed. How do you relax? And when somebody just tells you that you're really stressed, you need to find some time off to just keep calm. How do you do that? We have been socialized in different ways. There are people who know, they make sure that they book their holidays on time when they feel stress, and I can tell you that my British counterparts here, they make sure that they go on holiday. How about you and me with an African background? Do you go on holiday? When last did you go on holiday? When last did you book on holiday? Do you know that you're entitled to go on holiday? Yeah, but we tend to work in the name of trying to raise money. This money that you want to raise, do you know that you need also to enjoy it? Take some time off and go on holiday. So I would urge you that one way of dealing with stress that can maybe result in you having high blood pressure for you to get book yourself a holiday, go on holiday, be mindful, have a mind that is going to think about yourself, love yourself, and relax. Yeah. And the other thing that I want to talk about was here is deep breathing. you know I am not a practitioner of knowing how much breathing you have to do, but deep breathing has been one of the things that has really helped me. Try and practice that. Practice controlled slow breathing and calm, so that you can calm your nerve system. And one thing that I do usually, I don't know, maybe it can work for you, but it has really worked for me, is that when I go to bed, yeah, in the evening when I'm about to sleep, I count 10 times, breathing in and out 10 times. That really helps me to calm down and be ready to sleep. So I'll give you an example how I do it. So I'll do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 without breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do it like for maybe 10 laps. Yeah, that really calms me down when I want to sleep, and it helps me sleep well at night. So maybe you can employ that as well if you want. And that's one way of dealing with stress, you know. And one way of also dealing with stress is one thing that I've also learned on the way, and this is to do with meditation. So meditation can be looked in different ways, in so many ways. There's so many beliefs about meditation, but I found it to really help me. I meditate, being a Christian myself, of the Christian background, I meditate on a verse. I take a verse in the Bible and I meditate on that verse. And I specifically look at the verse that talks about my wellness, my health. Yeah. I look at what it talks about me, about my veins, about my breathing, about my eyes, about every part of my body, what talks about, and I meditate upon. So if you want to use that, you can use it. Even those who are not Christian, they can use it. You use other meditation techniques that maybe I can share with you one time. Maybe I'll invite somebody who's maybe not from a Christian background to talk about meditation. So meditation has been actually proved as one of the techniques that has really worked into relaxation or stress relief. So if you want, you can use that strategy as well. Also, the other way of dealing with high blood pressure or wellness is having to prioritize your sleep. Now, this is where maybe it's going to be sounding controversial, especially for mothers and women like you and me. You know, sometimes we face challenges as women. You know, we have to do. You're working class. You're a mother. You're a wife. So when you're at work, you have a different responsibility where you have to perform and you're productive as a worker, you know, with the same level, at the same level with men. So you have to perform. So there's no two ways about it. You really have to perform. And when it comes home, how do you deal with that as a mother? Maybe you have a 2-year-old, yeah, and not just that, maybe you are a wife, a housewife. You you have to prepare food for your family. You have to prepare food for your husband. You have to make sure your husband is comfortable when he comes back from work. You are the last person to go to bed because you have to make sure that the house is clean and in order for the morning. So sometimes it can be challenging as a woman to arrange your sleep, but the most important thing is that, you know what, you need to prioritize your own sleep, because without you, then the whole home is not going to be in order. So what are you going to do? You make sure that you arrange your day in a way that is you're going to be the first priority. Yeah, let alone the children and any other person, but make sure that you fit yourself in a program that you yourself, you will be the first priority. Yeah, what are some of the things that you're going to do to make sure that you go to bed early? Aim to go to bed at least to have 7 to 9 hours of sleep, quality sleep, quality sleep. Yeah, I mean quality sleep, not where you're going to be waking up and checking up on things and things like that. No, quality sleep. That is important. Then you will be loving yourself. Yeah. Make sure that you limit alcohol consumption. Okay, limit alcohol consumption, because we know that alcohol can worsen anxiety. So this is by no means, I'm not here to preach to you to stop drinking or stop consuming alcohol, but I'm just saying, in order to have a balanced wellness, make sure that you limit the alcohol consumption. Yeah. And the last one that I'm going to talk to you today is about spending time with nature. Try and spend time in nature. Being outdoor can have a calming effect, you know. Try and love something, love something about nature. If you love gardening, go there and spend some time in gardening. If you love, like outdoor life where you're going to be taking pictures of birds, animal, wildlife, and do that. It's really helpful. It's one way of calming yourself out from anxiety. Those of us who maybe like me, I've started getting interested in bees, and I'm trying to see how bees make honey and all that. And my intention is to try and join a big club or something like that. It's one way of just trying to be in connection with nature, and that way I'm going to be getting benefits of dealing with stress and anxiety. Yeah. So those are some of the top techniques that I had for you today. As I continue to talk about my wellness journey, I'll be dropping a few techniques, ideas, and motivation discussion for you to pick on. And then, like I said in my other videos, is that when I talk like this, or maybe when I give you ideas of what I've tried myself, I'm not saying that, or what I'm saying here is one fit for all. No, these are just ideas. You can take one or two, or if you want, you don't take any, or just have maybe just listen, or maybe you can share with your friends or loved ones who may be going through situation like I've gone through myself, and learn one or two things. Yeah. And so this is by any way and no means to say that this is the ideal way of dealing with situations like this, but I'm just saying this works for me. And if you want to use it, go ahead and use this. Okay. So I hope you learned one or two things. And so I'll see you again in my next video. Please like and share with your loved ones so that you can know when I'm going to drop another video next. And so I'll see you again. And thank you very much for joining me today, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye. Bye for now. Take care. See you later. Bye. Yeah.